He was the cool head in a world of chaos, the brains in a game run by bullets and bravado. Stringer Bell, brought to life with icy brilliance by Idris Elba, was more than a corner boss. He was a vision of power repackaged, reshaped, and, in the end, undone. But not everyone agreed with how his journey ended, least of all the actor behind him. Idris Elba had known from the beginning that The Wire wasn't like anything else on television. It had no need for heroes. It made no promises of justice. And it certainly didn't guarantee safety for even the most beloved characters. Yet when it came time to write Stringer Bell out of the story, Elba found himself resisting. I was a little bit against some of that, Elba admitted years after the show concluded, not because I didn't understand the story, but because I felt like Stringer had more to say. It wasn't ego. Elba wasn't afraid of dying on screen. In fact, he knew it was inevitable. David Simon's Baltimore was built on loss. But Stringer, he believed, was a different kind of character. He wasn't just slinging dope and stacking bodies. He was attending economics classes. He was investing in real estate. He was trying to translate street power into boardroom dominance. For Elba, that was revolutionary. Stringer Bell was the rare crime boss who quoted The Wealth of Nations and walked through the projects in a suit. His ambition was to leave the street, not conquer it. He represented that hybrid of intellect and hustle that you don't see often, Elba said. He was dangerous, sure, but also strategic, calculated, a man playing chess while others were still learning checkers. That's part of why Elba pushed back when the writers approached him about Stringer's final scene. He wasn't questioning the quality of the storytelling. He was questioning the timing. In the third season, Stringer's empire begins to crumble. His mentor, Evan Barksdale, is increasingly erratic. His enemies multiply. And then comes the ultimate betrayal from within his own circle. Shot down in a dusty apartment by Omar Little and Brother Muzone, Stringer dies not with a bang, but with an eerie calm. His final words? Get on with it, motherf. Elba wanted something different. I felt like we could have taken him further, he said. Let him make it out, maybe. Let him fail in the corporate world. Let the streets catch up to him, not with bullets, but through exposure, humiliation. Show that even a man like Stringer can't outthink the system forever. But in the end, he understood the choice. The Wire wasn't a show about survival. It was a show about cycles of power, poverty, corruption, and dreams deferred. Stringer had played his part, and perhaps in death he made his loudest statement. The writers, including David Simon and George Pelecanos, viewed Stringer's fall as a natural progression. He had made too many enemies, too many compromises. He thought he could navigate both the street and the boardroom, but both rejected him in the end. And yet the character's legacy endured. Even after his death, Stringer Bell remained a towering figure in the Wire's mythology. His fingerprints were all over the city. His betrayal of Avon reshaped the game. His ruthless pragmatism haunted those who followed. More than anything, he stood as a symbol of ambition corrupted, not because he wanted too much, but because he tried to transcend rules that couldn't be bent. For Elba, playing Stringer Bell was a turning point. Before The Wire, he was just another British actor grinding in the States. Afterward, he was Idris Elba, leading man, heartthrob, force of nature. And even though he'd go on to headline films, DJ around the world, and nearly become James Bond, he never quite left Stringer behind. People still call me Stringer, he laughed in an interview. That role, it sticks. But the tension he once felt about Stringer's demise never quite disappeared. In every retrospective, every reunion panel, every fan Q&A, someone always asked, why did they kill him? Couldn't he have gone further? The answer, as always with The Wire, lies in the realism. No one is safe. No one is sacred. Even the smartest man in the room can end up on the floor, bleeding out under flickering light. Elba respects that now, but he can't help imagining the alternate version. The one where Stringer makes it out of Baltimore, where he trades suits and schemes for skyscrapers and IPOs, where he tries to remake himself in a world with a different set of rules, and finds out those rules are just as unforgiving. That's the tragedy. Elba once said he thought he could be more, and maybe he could have in another story. But The Wire wasn't that story. Stringer Bell died in season 3, but his shadow loomed over all 5 seasons. And for Idris Elba, that shadow became the beginning of something new.